flowers, bougainvillea, roses, clematis, irises in the background, some white flowers, I don't know their name, a couple of macaws, more roses, some red ones at the end there if you see them, and the other type of irises. And a note on positive psychology in practice. I'm thinking again on a story about what we must not do. What we do to become unhappy. And I'm thinking Stumbling Upon Happiness by the wonderful Harvard professor of psychology, Daniel Gilbert. Stumbling Upon Happiness is a classic of psychology now. Wonderful book. Perhaps you want to read it. It explains how we think that this move or that change will make us happy, and it doesn't. We assume we will move, if we only would move to California, would be elated. And yes, we are for a short period, a few months, but then we return to our previous level of life satisfaction or happiness. And now what I have in practice in this particular case, a very good example of hedonic adaptation, of this anticipation of what a joy or great pleasure this would be, and it turns out it isn't. Something happens, oh, it's so great if it happens, but then we find fault. And this happened rather quickly in this case. So briefly, what I'm talking about is this. I have, it's not, generally it's outside the park, behind that gate. Now it's in the city. A 10-year-old car, there's some rust, so the idea is let's change it. And we change it with a rather exceptional offer, a Ford Ranger, a car which others, Volkswagen for instance, with its range, would sell twice the money. The car, which seems to cost about 24,000 in this particular case, would be twice that, near 50,000 if it's an Amarok, Volkswagen Amarok. So wonderful, exceptional. But now the problems come into place. And I was just talking earlier, and I think it's also funny. So there you have it. I'm the perfect example of how to apply positive psychology in practice. I know the tricks, I do it, I'm happy, funny. I made this deal, it wasn't easy, I had my mind blown away. Last night I was thinking I'm gonna die because it was negative, and I should better wait because the day is not over. But anyway, if it weren't for you, it comes into place. It's one of the games people play. There's another classic, Games People Play by Eric Berne, and in it he explains about the common setup. Maybe you know it, I do. If it weren't for you, this is what husbands say to wives and vice versa. If it weren't for you, I would be the president. If it weren't for you, I'd be the woman of the year. If, you know, when in truth, it seems we pick up a partner that would prevent us from doing whatever we accuse him that he doesn't allow us to do. He prevents us from doing. We don't want to do that, and we select someone who will actually, interestingly, help us. Let's get out of this. So I was talking earlier with my spouse. I said, well, it looks like it's a version with more things in than we previously hoped. Yeah, but when? Well, it looks like August, maybe September. And then what about the cover? Because it's a pickup truck. At the back, Yeah. Well, it looks like we will wait for a few months, but then we don't have, as it looked possible. We don't have to pay for it. That's good. But she said, yeah, but what am I gonna do in October when I have to go to this place with dogs? Well, I don't know. We tie them at the back and they will not jump. Oh no, because it will be the pollution. So maybe take another means of transportation, the Alpha, the Alfa Romeos. Yeah, but if it's raining, so it looks like okay. So let's forget about this deal. Forget about this car, which has great things inside, and sensors and whatnot, and wow, 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 wow. Because of this one, well, yeah, it's actually a 1 hour trip to this place in October when we won't. And it's exactly the thing. I mean, being a fault finder instead of merit finder, I'm saying. And then what happens with hedonic adaptation? Okay, we don't even have that thing when we adapted to it. It's such a good, I mean, we should be grateful, as comedians say, Louis C.K. and others, with these people in airplanes. They keep complaining. I've been here for 10 minutes. It's so long. Well, think about it. You're gonna fly up in the air. People 100 years ago didn't even dream about this. Well, they did 100 years ago, but you see what I mean, 150 years. And you're doing it. And I mean, you can take a little extra time for that. You should. You'll get a wonderful thing. You shouldn't moan about uh, an hour drive in October. Anyway.